Han hade en grön militärjacka på sig.
Det har jag ju sagt att jag såg ingen huvudbonad.
This is Otto trying out some AI. It's sometimes nice to rest your voice and just type on your computer, so I paid a few dollars to write instead of talk. Anyhow, I was thinking about the memory and how easily it is for witnesses to remember incorrectly. Take the murder of Anna Lind as an example. People saw the murderer in broad daylight in a shopping mall with lights everywhere, but the witnesses still did not see what the killer looked like, and some of them even recalled incorrect clothing and colors.
Hej, det har blivit, någon har blivit knivhuggen uppe på NK på Filippa K. Vi behöver ambulans hit med en gång.
Inne på NK på Filippa K?
Inne på NK på Filippa K, ja. En kvinna har blivit knivhuggen av en man.
Är han kvar på platsen där?
Nej, vi såg honom springa iväg efter vatten och springde efter honom. Han hade en grön militärjacka på sig, långt, lockigt hår, kort med någon keps på sig.
Men det är kvinna som har blivit knivskuren. Ser du henne nu eller?
Ja, hon ligger ner.
Okej, är hon vaken och medvetande eller?
Ja, hon är vaken.
Jag ska skicka ut en ambulans samtidigt som vi pratar här nu, så ska jag koppla med dig till polisen där också, så får du prata med dem.
Såg du om han hade någon huvudbonad?
Vad heter det? Jag såg ingen det vet du, för det har jag ju sagt att jag såg ingen huvudbonad. Men sen, vad heter det, så ringde jag till en av poliserna på kvällen sen, för att jag tyckte mig då kunna minnas att han hade, och det var innan alla bilder var ute, att han hade en mössa när jag såg honom bakifrån. Men däremot framifrån såg jag ingen huvudbonad. Det kan ju delvis ha berott på att han hade huvudet bakåtkastat. Ja, men jag såg den inte.
Men om man säger så här, du har inte sett någon kniv, du har inte sett någon keps. Det är väl vad du säger nu också. Såg du någonting annat på
Jag sa att jag såg en mössa bakifrån.
The same should apply to the Palm murder, where witnesses had only a brief glimpse of Palm's killer and only saw him from behind from great distances in the dark winter's night. Witnesses often struggle to recall accurate details about a perpetrator's appearance, and in some cases, they might even misremember specific aspects like clothing and colors. This was likely the case in the Palm murder. Now, given these challenges, we should be cautious about placing too much emphasis on the precise length of time the witness observed, or whether the suspect was wearing a hat, cap, or a specific color of jacket. In the aftermath of a crime, eyewitnesses are often called upon to provide descriptions of the perpetrator, but the accuracy of these descriptions can be surprisingly unreliable, especially when the witness has only seen the suspect for a brief moment. Imagine a witness who, under the stress of a crime, glimpses a perpetrator for just a few seconds. They might later recall the suspect as wearing a blue jacket and a baseball cap. However, the reality might be far different. The perpetrator could have been wearing a long black coat and no cap at all. This discrepancy highlights a significant challenge in the field of eyewitness testimony: the ease with which our memories can be distorted. Research has long shown that the accuracy of eyewitness testimony is heavily influenced by the duration of exposure. Studies by cognitive psychologists like Elizabeth Loftus have demonstrated that brief encounters severely limit the amount of detail a witness can accurately recall. When witnesses observe a perpetrator for only a few seconds, their ability to remember specific features such as clothing color, height, or age is notably compromised. Loftus's work, including her 1974 study with John Palmer, shows that the shorter the exposure, the less reliable the memory. The stress and adrenaline of witnessing a crime can further affect memory. According to the Yerkes-Dodson law, high levels of stress can enhance memory for central details but impair the recall of peripheral information. When a witness is focused on the immediate threat, they might remember the general appearance of the perpetrator but miss out on finer details. This can lead to vivid but inaccurate recollections, such as the false memory of a blue jacket instead of a black coat. Memory is not a perfect recording device. The phenomenon of memory decay means that details of a brief encounter can become less clear over time. Our recollections can rapidly fade. This can result in witnesses confidently providing incorrect details based on their imperfect memories. Studies by Loftus reveal that post-event information can alter a witness's memory of what they originally saw. For example, if a witness is exposed to incorrect details or suggestions after the crime, their memory may be altered to fit this new information, leading to further inaccuracies in their description. Eyewitnesses who see a perpetrator only briefly are at a high risk of remembering details incorrectly. The combination of limited exposure, stress, memory decay, and the influence of post-event information can all contribute to significant inaccuracies. While witnesses may sincerely believe they remember the details accurately, the science of memory suggests that such recollections are often flawed, leading to potential misidentifications and incorrect descriptions. Understanding these limitations is crucial for both law enforcement and the justice system as they navigate the complexities of eyewitness testimony. On the other hand, witnesses are better at observing deviant details, things that are more specific than just the color of the jacket or the shape of the hat, like walking style, running style, and posture. Such details can be things like a large mark on the jacket that you have seen before, or a hat you recognize from a specific movie, or that the killer's posture is reminiscent of a painting by Edvard Munch. Private detectives and conspiracy theorists often take witness statements too literally, ignoring the fact that witnesses can misremember details, introduce inaccuracies, and develop false memories. When there's even a hint of uncertainty about timings, they quickly jump to the conclusion that it must point to a conspiracy. For example, some witnesses recall the killer wearing a long jacket, maybe blue, dark blue, or just dark, while others remember a long coat. Instead of acknowledging that witnesses might have seen the same perpetrator from different angles, distances, and under varying light conditions, these theorists leap to the conclusion that there must have been two separate perpetrators, one in a dark jacket and one in a dark coat, even though all 25 witnesses described one single individual attacking Olof and Lisbeth Palm and then fleeing into the alleyway. They also interpret discrepancies in ambulance and police car arrival times as evidence of planned attacks and staged murders by the authorities, rather than considering the more plausible explanations of human error, chaos, or miscommunication. These theorists fail to grasp that no one could have predicted the events beforehand. For instance, a witness waiting for a bus might not have seen a man following a couple on the other side of the street in the dark. Some witnesses saw the man, but because this particular witness did not, the theorists conclude that no such man could have been present. This simplistic reasoning overlooks the fact that there was no reason for her to be particularly observant before the incident occurred. It is impossible for them to imagine a murder that was caused by something given the opportunity. When a person passed the Grand Cinema, saw Palm standing outside and made a move, a person like Krister A. Instead, the smallest event must have the biggest and most complicated, grandiose meaning and careful planning and cover-up. Similarly, Stig Engström was not initially noteworthy, and the lack of attention he received at the time is now seen as suspicious by some, decades later. Life G.W. Persson provides a clear analysis of these issues in a program with journalist detective Sven Ahner, available on YouTube. That's all for today. Thanks for listening to Otto's Insight. Thanks to those of you who have swished. You are the best. På återseende.